Coach Tief for tipsrunning.com, and I'm here with some indoor distance racing tips. Now, if you're lucky enough to run on a 200-meter track like this indoor track is at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, that's great. But if not, you know that running indoors is all turns. That leads me to my first tip for indoor track tips. Run on the inside as much as possible. If you're running on the outside, even if it's just on the shoulder of another runner, you're running much farther than the other competitors. Try to stay inside as much as you can. If you're on the shoulder of someone, make sure you cut in by the time you get to a curve. Don't stay on the outside on the curves. That leads me to my next point. When you're going to pass and you're making a move, try to pass on the straightaways as much as you can. If you're coming around a curve, you can swing wide when the curve ends, but then you try and pass on the straightaway and then cut back in on the curve. So make those passes on the straightaways. It's much easier then. In a track race, especially indoors, one of the biggest things that you can do to help you, and this is my third tip, surge at the halfway mark. If you're running a mile, pick it up at the half mile. If you're running a half mile, pick it up at the quarter. And then, of course, at a 2 mile, you surge after a mile. You really have to do that, otherwise you're slowing down. But make it a conscious effort whenever you get halfway to make a move. Don't settle. You need to start passing people at the halfway mark, otherwise you're slowing down and you're not running an even-paced race. My last tip for indoor track distance racing is start your finishing kick early. Now the tracks are much shorter indoors, so I suggest you start your kick at the latest at the last lap. Right away when the last lap begins, you better be picking up the pace. The straightaway is way too short to do your kick on. You need to start kicking early because that race is going to end really soon when you're on that last lap. So get that kick going early so you can get a good time indoors. Alright, those are my tips. Have fun racing indoors. It's a unique experience, especially if you get to run on a nice track. Get after it. Happy trails.